So we'll do a bit of a recap in a second. I'll start with a high level one. I think setting the initial scene, you might remember it's nighttime. It's storm clouds are gathering in that night sky, so you can smell the rain. There's rain coming, and you're on a hillside looking down into Riversknit, the town. So dark and gloomy, except Riversknit is lit up by a whole bunch of fires that have been lit all around it, and especially in front of the town's main gate. But we'll get into all that. I think Stas was going to raise his spyglass, and that's exactly where we stopped, Sean, is that we didn't have you get sort of any details about what you can see through your glass. But Kevin, Wayne, Phil, anybody, what you want to give us a little bit of the recap from last time? It was basically on the water with disease, and then just discovering an unhappy, or maybe it was just discovering an unhappy ghost. Maybe
we started with the ghost.
Yeah, you were on land the whole time. That's right. Mm-hmm. Stas had been knocked over. That's okay. I'll stop and let you guys recap properly. Kevin.
Oh, Kevin.
The ghost was difficult to take down. I think is our big takeaway here. I know Garm took 3 critical injuries and used, I think I counted it up, 11 willpower points, and I started the session with 8, and I generated some and used them all of them. Unbreakable became always useful. We all kind of were able to figure out some things about Garmagle, the ghost. We figured out that weapons and physical attacks don't really work, only magic and fire. So eventually we were all carrying around brands from our fire pit, trying to stab it, and that went relatively well and also really poorly. But Askelon eventually pulled out Purge Undead to finally kill it, if I remember right. We took a ton of damage. Like we were all in a world of hurt. And while Stas was crawling towards the shore to just, I guess, to run away, because that was all we had. I think Askelon had a couple of magical mishaps, if I remember right.
3 in a row.
Yep. Though in the end, we were able to get rid of Garmagle. Yeah. It was. Sorry, I'm scrolling through. But Askelon was finally able to purge Garmagle from existence using burning ravens from our fire to take out the ghost. Got rid of him, and then he was able to heal up Stas. He healed. Garm had a lethal crushed foot and was able to get rid of that, and was able to get rid of Garm's broken leg. So currently, Garm just has his teeth knocked out, so he's missing his tusks. They're all mangled and broken.
Just in time to meet the orcs.
Yes, right. Yeah, this will go well. Then we had a very funny keep watch where there was a lot of conversation of going and looting the grave or running away from the grave as soon as possible, because it's either going to show back up or not. And that went back and forth, which was fun to, deal with. And then we rested and then piled into one boat to get our way over to Riversknit. It was rough, didn't go well. And when we finally got there, and I think it's like Q1 of the 11th of Summerwane, and heavy rain is brewing, we see a large number of tents camped outside of town, lots of torches lit, the ballista tower is gone, and people look to have been maybe crucified on some new wooden structures outside of town. And we left off with, that doesn't look good, and then Stas was pulling up his spyglass to take a look.
I think that's right.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, anything to add to all that fantastic recollecting?
I am tapped out, naked, tapped out willpower-wise, naked, and I have a knife and a fur blanket.
Oh, that's right. You don't even have clothing.
I have jack shit. Sorry.
Get like a fur cape.
I have a fur cape. I probably, have over my head so that, a blanket so I don't, the rain doesn't fall on me. And I have a knife clenched in my teeth. Other than that, he is flying free.
Did you cut a hole in the blanket to put it on like a poncho?
Yeah, when I need to. Right. In polite company, which not you guys.
Yeah. I guess the only thing that it didn't really include was that Stas was both advocating for leaving and staying at the same time, which is always a
Go
pleasure.
figure. Yeah, go figure. Yeah.
Just want to make sure that got
Stas was
really
Stas.
put in there. Yeah.
Just looking at both sides of the coin. That's all.
I actually think Askelon had a similar reversal.
Yeah.
Where he was like, we have to go do this. Oh no, we don't. Let's run.
Yeah, because I think one of your magical mishaps is you were like frightened of the ghost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Originally, I was talking, let's go get the ghost treasure, whatever, while it's before it reforms.
Yeah.
And then after my third critical, I'm like, F that, let's get in the boat and go.
Yeah. So zooming out for a second, big picture wise, you guys were heading down the Elia River, which you should see on your screen, and encountered the diseased boat with the woman in it. Askelon got very sick. I'm going to shortcut all that sort of stuff, but you were coming back up, heading for Riversknit with the idea only Ori, the druidess, the Raven sister in Riversknit, can heal him, right? He managed to take care of himself, but in the middle of all that, that's when you put to shore. Conn found the ruins, but you guys didn't investigate them. And I think when Stas was on watch is when this apparition came down the hill. All hell broke loose, like Kevin just described. And then you decided to kind of, even though it was nighttime and you're all quite injured, you pushed on, put the boat back in the water, the single boat, because it was not diseased like the other one was. Made your way across, and when you made land on the north side of the river, you then went on foot to through the brambles and the brush and the terrain until you got eyes on Riversknit type of thing. That all sound right? And if it does, I want to do one last thing before we sort of press play here, and that's I want to tell me about each of your characters in terms of what state you're in, because some of you have been broken a couple of times, and I want us to kind of refresh on what ailments you're dealing with as we're about to start here. Let's start with Garm, because he's kept the most by far, I think.
Well, he was able to
maybe they were all healed.
Not all of them, but currently at 0 willpower. That's the important one. And his teeth are knocked out as the critical injury he has, and he's got 4 more days until that goes away.
Okay. And that
otherwise,
what is the mechanical upshot of that?
-1 to manipulation.
There you go. Not so good at talking.
No.
Okay.
I have a feeling he's mostly grunts and stuff right now because it probably hurts to even move the jaw.
Yes. Did he collect his teeth? His tusks?
A few. The major tusk pieces, yes. The larger ones.
Okay. He's got those in a pouch somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Stas? Physically, mentally, how's Stas doing?
I have no agility.
Down to like 1?
No, I have no agility.
0?
I think that's what I have on my character sheet is 0.
Well, I don't think you're broken.
Well, I don't know, because I think I was, and then maybe Askelon healed me. Maybe?
Or did you rest?
And we all rested, right?
We did.
So if you click on the rest thing, it should have brought you back.
I probably did not do that. I can do that now. So if I've rested, then I'm good, because that was I had no agility, and I think I had 1 strength left.
Yeah.
Somebody stayed up though. Who was it but stayed up in that 4th quarter of the last day? Do you recollect?
Stas kept watch.
Maybe Stas didn't rest.
And you were
if he had no agility, I would have tried healing him at least, because if he's broken, I can heal.
Right.
I think you did heal him when he was broken. Because I don't think, let's put it this way, Sean, did you Was Stas broken after the blow from the ghost, which broke you and sent you tumbling, right?
Mhm.
Because you were on the ground that whole time, and then I think Askelon revived you with magic, right?
I have it recorded. I just have to listen to it.
Yeah.
I just
I
Fair
have
enough.
I have the
it'll
first
come
thing
out in like 8 weeks. So,
we'll figure it out.
Doesn't help us tonight.
I know.
I have down that right after the fight with the ghost, the first thing Askelon did was healed you up.
Yeah.
Healed you a bit.
Yeah, but he's also had some setbacks, so I didn't know. I don't know. Like
I'm
if every-
scrolling up here.
I'm looking through the chat too, and I may
Yeah,
have
and I have-
completely forgot clicking on the buttons to make sure that I was good to go. But I thought I was sucking pretty big wind when I at the end.
Yeah, well, and agility isn't what the ghost took off of you, right? Was this from the boat trip? Maybe
The lizard men, the Saurons.
that was from before that, though. right?
That's before we. Well,
Sorry, yeah, those guys were prior to putting in and then having your ghost encounter.
I am.
However, what Phil maybe you're suggesting is
No, Stas. He was the first one to get punched out by the ghost. He got
For sure.
just smashed.
Yeah.
And
He
that's
did.
when we're all like, we're in real trouble here.
but it took his strength down, not his agility.
Well, I only have 3 strength, and it took me down. I had 1, like before I reset everything, I had 1 strength. So I don't know if I got healed for 1 and I was broken strength and he healed me for 1. My agility was gone and I'm not sure why. Like I'm
well, if your agility was, if you had no agility, you can't move. So we would have
Right, you're
had
broken.
to. Yeah, I would have had to. Well, do you want us to roll it now, or what do you want to do?
think it was Scout. No.
I could have healed. I could have just healed him on the boat if he's worried about that.
I don't know.
Let's put it this way. In Q2, you had the battle with the ghost, right? Stas was laid out with no strength because he was broken at having 0 strength.
Like right
Right.
away.
Q3, so that means Askelon goes hog wild with the healing. Because he healed just about everybody of most of their critical ailments, right?
Right. I healed, and then I was also healing people for. I was just making the healing check to heal broken stats.
Q3, yep. Q3, Stas keeps watch. And then I simply have Q4. They travel to Riversknit, all piled into a boat. They passed the group survival roll, so the boat made it.
There's a chat where I pushed for endurance and I took a point of strength. And that was right after Garm did like.
Let's not debate it. Just reset your agility. I'm not sure what exactly what it should be, but put it back to whatever it is, 3 or
There's
whatever.
another push. Yeah, I don't know. Like
So I would have done that in the boat if nothing else.
Yeah.
Because
If it was, there's no way you're broken. Put it that way.
During
Just
the
'cause
Saurians, I think.
well, that was this
But you were keeping
time
watch
before we
when
played.
when the ghost that was 2 sessions ago,
That was 2
and you were
sessions
keeping watch when the ghost came up behind you.
Yeah.
You failed your scouting roll, which is why it got the jump on you,
Right.
and smoked you. Yeah, let's just roll with. Go ahead, Kevin.
And you rested after the Saurian fight. As I'm watching, I'm looking at it because Garm set camp, Conn kept watch, and Stas and Askelon rested up there in session 11.
There
My
is
notes.
very possible that during the rest, I'm not resetting my sheet. I don't know why I wouldn't, but
Whoops.
it's like in D&D. I don't usually level my tune.
You're that guy.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's a way I can kick you out of the Zoom. No, there's not. No, there isn't.
The folks at home, some people
disappointing.
don't like when Sean uses the phrase "tune" for their character.
It's not World of Warcraft, man. All right. So it took a while to get to the bottom of what Stas is up to, but it sounds like give him back his agility, and you don't have any critical injuries, right, Sean?
I broke my foot or something like.
That's right. You have unless
My
unless
foot's messed
Askelon
up.
healed it.
As a matter of fact, I think I'm like at half move, or I can if I make a move check, it's only like at half pace, right? I could definitely
should
look
be-
that up.
Should be on your combat sheet. On combat tab.
I'm just going to say you should be able to add it to that, right?
Yeah, that's what I did.
I don't
you
see
can
Stas's.
drag and drop.
Okay, Sean, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to drag that injury onto your sheet so we know what it is. Well, we move on here.
I will do that.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Conn, what's up with Conn? What shape's he in?
He was sleepy. He had taken huge amounts of strength, agility, and wits damage. And then after he had rested, all of that went away except for the wits. So he's down 2 wits.
That's right, because
Not thinking clearly.
Yeah. Knocked out sleepy, but didn't recover the wits. Yeah. And
So that's where I'm at.
And disturbingly naked Askelon. What's your status?
Current status is I'm still phobic for 10 more days. So I'm not going back across that river.
Yeah, no way.
And other than my said nakedness and lack of everything, and including willpower, I'm okay.
All right. So the only critical injuries we have, I think, are the tusks and the foot.
And technically phobic is a critical.
And the phobia. Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep. And the phobia, we're buttoning down to basically sort of ethereal beings, or was it that specific ghost?
You were terrified by something related to what broke you, and so you told me it was that ghost and that where the ghost lived,
and the location.
Right,
that's right.
So
yeah, I guess that's right, because Askelon was like, we need to go check to see what was there, and then he changed his mind. Yeah. Okay. Back at basically where Garmagle was laid to rest or lies dead somewhere, or something like that. Okay. Stas, do you have your critical injury added to your sheet?
It won't let me add it. I'm dragging and dropping it, and it won't. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong.
Don't sweat it. I'm just going to look it up. I do want to understand what your mobility limit means before we start here. That was blunt force.
So you're looking under the items.
Is that the
To
one
run?
That's
that's
in items?
Run becomes a slow action. So in other words, you're not going to be moving and hitting, for example. You have to choose either or. So run is a slow action. And I think these guys are right. In the compendium or whatever, it's in some weird location.
It's in the items tab under critical injuries.
I was trying to drag it from the chat.
It's first rodeo, folks.
Apparently. All right, I will find it and add it.
Okay. Drizzles in the air a little bit. Maybe it's fog. Hard to tell. So there's moisture. There's dampness. The 4 of you are lined up. We described all of you laying on your bellies as you're poking your noses over, looking down into this scene. So I won't describe it as hellish, but it definitely has that kind of cast where if these fires were not lit, this would be a very dark, it would just be the silhouette of the village and of the terrain behind it. But instead, there's these campfires, torches, braziers. You guys are familiar with how the Rush Brothers have these things they swing around. I'm forgetting the name of them right now. What are they called? Say that again, Wayne.
A sensor.
The sensors. Yeah, the sensor. The sensors that basically have hot coals in them. So they got a combination of incense and coals in there that they're swinging around. and I think we described a few of sort of the high level, like the basics of what you could all see. But Stas, correct me if I'm wrong, you are putting the spyglass to your eye, correct?
I am.
Okay. All right. So I would like you to make me a scouting roll. You're going to pick up some good detail anyway, but if you succeed, you'll get some extra juicy bits, and we'll see what you can do.
I'm all about the juicy bits, Harrigan.
All righty. And remember to add 1 for your gear.
Shoot. What do you mean add 1 for my? Well, yes.
The spyglass was broken or damaged.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. That's added. There you go. 2 successes, sir.
Got it. So you're on top of it. All right. So you get you can get a pretty good view of things, at least if there's light around. If there's darkness, it's much harder to see for obvious reasons. So the glass doesn't do you much good. It takes a few minutes for you to kind of spy this way and that. You do indeed see Stom on some sort of, it's not exactly, he's not being crucified, but he is on a large X of wood. So his arms are up this way. And there appear to be a couple of Rust brothers walking and maybe talking to him. And then you see one of them do something, like yank something, and you can't hear it because you're too far away, but you see Stom just wail and scream in pain. And you kind of bear down on your spyglass and look. They've got chains with hooks that are like into his skin in various places. And they are pulling. 2 of them are pulling in different directions. They are torturing him, and he is wailing as they're doing it. So I don't imagine Stas spends too much time watching that. To either side of him are what look like guards from the town. So the people that you know when you were staying there, you probably recognize both these guys. They're both dead. They both are hanging limply from these similar sort of cross structures that have been driven into the ground. And this is all in very plain sight of what would be the front gate of the town. So they're kind of doing it. You can tell he's on display. They're trying to get somebody's attention. They are making a real public display out of the torture of this poor man. So Stom is being tortured. As you move the glass around, you might remember on the north side of town, what we described before, that's where the cemetery for the village is. And there were a few restless dead in there before, as these lands have sometimes when your tasks are left unfinished or your spirits are restless, not necessarily violently, but the dead sometimes sort of shamble around and linger, right? And we described that before. Well, the graveyard is filled with between 20 and 40 risen dead, unquiet dead, but they are not shambling around. They are standing like they're in formation. So they're standing sort of stock still, like they've been given instructions. And you can see a Rust brother in front of them saying something to them. So if you know what? If you describe this to Conn, Conn may have some insight into what's going on, but Conn can't see this quite so clearly. What else do you see? So there's a camp, right? I think I described last time that the Rust brothers have arrived in force. So there are the equivalent of camp followers. So there's probably, all told, there might be 40 or 50 people that have gathered out in front of the village. Not all of those people are Rust brothers or the Iron Guard that we described. The heavily armored, guys that really sort of carry the load when it comes to fighting. A lot of them are actually people who are cooking and who are sort of looking after the camp and that sort of thing. But there are 3 women that you, again, dial your glass in on, and they've linked hands and they're standing in a small trio. And in the middle of their little trio is the Rust brother that I think Conn, I don't know if we said you recognized him or not, if you remember. When you guys saw the Rust brothers come out of the woods at the tower, there was sort of a leader that came with them. And these 3 women, And again, Conn will know more about them. Or I can actually, we can have you make a lore roll as well, Stas. Why don't we have Stas make a lore roll? See if you can know a little bit more about what you're seeing or who you're seeing. You believe?
Can't believe
Yeah.
I succeeded.
Yeah. You believe these are sisters of Heme. So the same way the Rust brothers are sort of the priests, the clerics of the god Rust, right? Heme is Rust's wife. I think we've described her many times before. She's a being of wood, mingled with the metal and the rust of Rust, and her followers are women, and they are rarely seen out and about. So usually the Rust Brothers settlements are where they stay. But these three sisters have joined hands. You can picture them kind of linking their hands together as they stand around this one leader-looking Rust brother who has kind of a large helmet on, looks a little bit different than the other Rust brothers, and they're tilting their heads back and they're calling out to the night something, and you're seeing something coming out of their mouth. It's like this, like a vapor or something as you're looking, and it's sort of pinky red as it's coming out of these three women, and it's going up into the air. I'll stop there, Stas. You've seen enough if you want to react. There may be some more things I describe, but what does Stas say and do when he sees all this going on? There's bad shit going down. What does Stas say about it?
So I relay all the stuff that I see, like I'm panning across and like sons of bitches. They got stomp. Looks like they're torturing them up there. I don't know if you guys could see without the spyglass. And it looks like they've killed two of the guards people, one next to them on each side. And there's Sisters of Heme. You ever heard of those, Conn?
Yeah, they're twisted and wicked, and they follow all kinds of weird magics. They're known to cavort with demons, and there's all kinds of horrible tales of them.
Now there's three of them interlocked.
Really? You see them here. They never travel with the Rust brothers. They always stay in the villages.
So look here. See? Look straight down here. Go past the rock, over the bush. You'll see their group right there. And then if you look up about just at a 45, you'll see Stom.
Oh, they are doing a number on him. And so does Conn see the mist coming out of their mouths?
If Stas points it out, absolutely.
I do.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Look at
all
that.
right.
And there's crazy shit going on right there. You could see like stuff coming out of their mouth.
No, it can't be. I mean, it looks like the blood mist coming out of them.
Is that what that is?
All right, this is worse. This is worse than I could have imagined. We need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, man,
right
Bitter
now.
Reach. Right. Let's go Bitter Reach. Yeah.
Right now.
Right now. Yeah.
Riversknit, Askelon, I'm sorry, but the woman who was your friend and
doomed,
who taught you magic, it is over. Riversknit
is
over.
No, it gets better. Here, check this out. And I'm like, okay, here. And I like keep it and move it over. I go, look at all the dead back there. The dead now, right? I don't know if you've heard of the dead that roam around. Sometimes they're restless. They're usually harmless. They're in formation back there. One of the Rust brothers dealing with them. Like, this is bad news, man. This village is lost. We can't do anything.
They forming like an army of the dead.
I don't know. Here, give me this. Garm, here, check this out. I give it to Garm. Look, this over here. Look at over there. Look at over there. Look at over there. See it, Garm? See it? See him? See him? See that? See that? See this? Good? Give me that. Askelon, look. Here, check it out. You guys see this. I know, be careful when you go this far because it's not.
I think Askelon, when you tell him all this stuff, he just looks like completely defeated. And he says, I left the library and my mentor to try to find out more about the world. And as far as I can tell, it is all sorrow. And I have played a part in bringing sorrow to this village. And he just kind of puts his head in his hands for a moment and is just weeping.
Thanks, Phil.
Garm turns to Askelon. It's not your fault. And then he spits a couple teeth parts out. They were marching this way, whether we ran into them or not.
No, I shouldn't have taken the crystal shard, and I can't even give it back to them. I had to leave it in my pack so I wouldn't risk reinfecting all of you. And so I've just gone from disaster to disaster, and I'm like, yeah. So he's just like, he goes, I see no reason to go to the Bitter Reach. I see no reason to do anything at this point.
Well, do you want revenge? That gives a man purpose.
We don't have
How
to
do
go
I
to
get
the
revenge at the Bitter Reach?
We don't have to go to the Reach.
No, you've got your elfkin to the northeast. Go to them. Tell them what you've seen. Tell them the Rest Brothers are coming. Give them the crystal as a token.
I don't have it anymore. I had to leave it with everything else. It was poisoned by that disease.
Oh.
I can't even give it to them.
Oh, well, then we're punched. We just need to make it to the Bitter Reach then.
Well,
the Rest Brothers aren't going to go that far north.
There's something to be said about these cocksuckers. Like,
yeah, they're in trouble.
I would love nothing more to bring them down, but let's be reasonable. I'm just a peddler. But, there's nothing wrong with trying to plan something. We can't just do it now. We can't let them get away with this bullshit. But I don't know if the Reach is the way to go. Before, hey, get up there, mine some resources, do some trading. Maybe we still need to do that in an effort to stick it to these guys.
Did you break your head besides breaking your toes?
I don't know what's come over me. This is something I can't live with necessarily. But
Stas, you can picture the two men that were dead already besides Tom. Every villager is going to end up that way, is what Stas is seeing. So the barkeep in the inn you stayed at, the woman that you struck a deal with.
Dirty
right?
Jane.
Yes. Filthy Jane.
Love of your life.
All of those people, and Ori, they're all going to end up like this.
I'm going to turn to Garm, and I'm like, Garm, certainly there must be other of your people that hate these.
They do, but my people have divided up into tribes. We hold our lands, or try to, and this group, he kind of nods towards the Rust Brothers, shattered the tribe we ran into, the clan we ran into, set the mother packing,
and
she
your
never
own,
leaves. And and my own. That's at least 2 clans.
So are your folk just going to let them mop you up, in detail, or are they going to come and do something about it before?
Garm, how do you feel about an elf telling you this? An elf who abandoned your people hundreds of years ago. How do you feel about that?
He's pretty pissed anyway because he lost his tusks. So I gave you the fur. It's on your back. Unfortunately, I don't think we can. No one can stop these Rust Brothers unless they band together. It won't be just the orcs who can stop them, or just the humans, or just the elves. People would have to come together.
Well, I think that goes without saying. I mean, I talked to me like 2 days ago, and I would have been, let's get in the boat and get to the Bitter Reach and get this show on the road. But now I'm like, I don't know if that's the way to go. I say we stick it to these guys. These guys don't deserve this crap. And if they're just going to start wandering around, pushing around and doing this stuff to people, well, if we just turn a blind eye, I mean, I won't be able to sell my wares regardless. See, it all comes back to me, guys. But
Garm gives you like a squinty-eyed look because this is the opposite of what you've been arguing again.
It's going to take a while, though. This isn't going to happen overnight. Can't go and walk in there and start taking out 40 Rust Brothers and 3 Sisters of Heem and the Walking Dead. That's not going to happen. But
Stas, how well guarded is that head Rust Brother? Are they in the center of their camp, or are they on the edge? We could go make a targeted strike and then flee.
No.
Are you? He's got a busted foot. He can't even run.
No.
It is. What are we talking about here?
No.
You guys have all been touched in the head.
Yeah.
This is madness.
Conn's right. Okay. Did I just say that out loud? Conn is right for the moment. We can't do that now, but we can keep an eye on these guys, and we got to rest up, maybe get some allies, and then we take it to these guys, pick them off one by one. But it's not going to happen overnight. This is term goal. And you know what? Before I retire, I might still be able to get to the Bitter Reach and live high on the hog after the fact.
So are you suggesting we go to the elves, see if we can enlist their help?
Maybe.
And then we could travel around to the north and west and go maybe find a clan of orcs?
Askelon said they would kill us on sight.
Well,
that group of elves would. Well, they would. You would not be safe around them.
Are they friends of the Rust Brothers?
Since the Rust Brothers are humans, no.
All right, then I say that's a win.
Right. So
Bro,
I could go
Conn,
talk to
kill
them.
right away, bro.
Yeah. Right. And I would be willing to do that. We could travel further north. I know, that's where my folk live. Although
Or
Harrigan,
we could go with the original plan and head to the Bitter Reach. And you know what? You guys could all sleep good at night. We'll go get our riches, like the original mission, establish some trade routes. I'm sure the Rust Brothers will never pop up again. And we could do that. I mean, I'm a little tired of being wet right now, but we could do that.
So Wayne, Askelon would know far to the north of here, deep in the forest, are the still elves, right?
Right.
These are the elves that have detached from reality and said, you know what? All of this is fucked up. This is horrendous what's happened to our land. So we're just going to retreat. And when we come back in 1,000 years, all this shit will be blown over type of thing, right? So there's those elves. The Red Runners are the ones who put the totems up that you guys ran into, which are basically, if they see people, humans, they're going to kill them. Mm-hmm. Far to the east, we haven't talked about this, Wayne, but I think Askelon would know it. There's an island called Maidenholm. And it's sort of on the way, actually, to the Bitter Reach. It's an island that's offshore, and it is where there's an enclave of half-elves and druids who are much more sort of rational about protecting and maintaining the way the Raven's Land is and how it has always been, as opposed to just abandoning it and letting what happen will happen type of thing. Those would potentially be allies in something like this, but they're
allies of the Raven Sisters, right?
They are big time. Yep.
All right, I blurb. I'm just going to tell everybody that. Okay.
Exposition.
Yeah.
Well, that settles it. We're heading east.
Sounds like a
Con's like,
no-brainer.
a win.
I mean, what are our options? We could leave, go about our own business, and go in any direction we want, as long as it's not towards those guys or your buddy elves that don't like Conn and I. Or we head to the east.
I don't think they're probably pro-orc either, just saying.
Fair.
But yeah, they're definitely not. They're definitely anti-human. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
going
east
on,
it is. I say
Askelon?
let's beat feet. I don't want to wait around here. I don't like what's coming out of their mouths. All that red mist reminds me of the blood mist.
okay.
Well, we got to get out of here.
I
That's
will.
no question.
I will. I agree. At the moment, I can't think of anything else to do than to flee to Maidenholm and try to get them to come help. I just don't know how far that is. And the thing that concerns me is, I don't think these people have long. You know, I'm talking about the village, but
Well, the village is
I don't have a
done,
se-
Askelon.
That's
The
it.
village is over.
They're done. There's nothing we can do. It's just the four of us. We don't have we don't have a leg to stand on there. And we're wounded. Look at Garm. Look at that guy. I don't even know if he could chew food later today.
Nope. Maybe we have to view this like a war. We lost this battle. We gotta go get folks to fight the next one.
There's a lot of people that probably hate those guys. Hate them with all the passion in this world. Look at them. Like we're just.
I want really good descriptions of these people so that we know who they are.
Here,
Like,
I
who the leader is.
Give him the glass.
give them stick. Like here you go, man.
Right.
Take your time. Look at them. Memorize them. You got a longer
gonna
memory than
use-
I do.
All of my 70 years and all of my wits to try to imprint like who these people are.
Okay. I'll give you some descriptions here in a second, Wayne.
Sure. Yeah. That's okay.
So,
yeah.
So Askelon takes some time to hunker down with the spyglass and see what he can see, right?
Right.
Right.
Where's that griffin?
So, no sign of the griffin right now. I did describe, I think last time, 2 weeks ago, I described the ruins of the tower that was used to keep the griffin at bay, or at least that's what you were told.
Mhm.
Yep.
Burned to the ground, smashed, scattered. From this vantage, you can't see the one on the far side. It's dark. There's no fire back there. You don't know what the status. That one was only half built anyway. And Conn, you were right on the money. It's a common tactic of the Rust brothers is to raise the dead and have them join their army. So they press the dead into service wherever they can. And when they find a graveyard like this, then it's like a gold mine, because they're able to raise them all up. Now, of course, this tends to piss off the local populace because that's all their relatives and all the rest, right? So those are the folks who are right now sort of taking up arms and whatnot. So Wayne, with that spyglass, the three sisters are interesting looking. One is they've all got their hoods up, but you can still see, and you can tell, by the way, that they're just finishing this ritual. So as it comes to a close, one of them has this long, like waist length, like Crystal Gale hair, but it's thin and gray and kind of you can see it moving in the wind down there. So she's got this long, and she's probably in her 60s, something like that. So an older woman with the thinning gray hair. There's another sister who looks like she has burn scars all over her. And it's at one point when they finish the ritual, she pulls her hood back and she's bald. So looks like she's been in a terrible fire. And the third one is a woman that you would normally think is quite attractive and is sort of slender and fair, but she has some kind of like grayscale or like something has darkened her skin, and dried it out to the point where it's flaking and coming off. It almost looks like lizard skin that's all over her. So all three of them look like they've got something terrible going on. And the man in the middle, this head priest, he has lesions all over his face and what look like baby teeth or teeth poking out of his eyebrow and his chin and his jowls. It's like they're either spines or they're like little bone protrusions or something. They look for the life of you like they're little teeth that are poking out all over his face. And you know from past experience that because of their cavorting with demons and whatnot, the Rust brothers have these sort of misgrown that they adopt and bring into their fold. And of course, they tell people that's the price they paid to keep everyone safe, so that people will bow before them and kneel before them. But there's much more to it than that. And then, the whole reason why the elves sort of turtled and went off and did their own thing is because of this demonic horde that was brought forward, and then the blood mist when the human armies lost control of it and it covered the land and just wiped everybody out, and for 300 years kept everybody in their little hovels type of thing. So I'm going to ask each of you as Askelon is making these sort of observations. There's no sign of the heavier armored guys, but there are tents down there. So it's about midnight, if you remember, a little after midnight. It's likely that some of them are resting. But I'm going to ask each of you in turn what your experiences were, because the blood mist only lifted about 5 years ago, right? Askelon, were you out and wandering? Because elves could wander the blood mist.
Maybe at the very end. I mean, he was a scholar and a healer until he encountered these tales of necromancy and just became kind of interested in what that is, because it's not the life cycle of elves. And and then eventually his master told him to go and study and come back. And so he could have come out at the end, and then when it lifted, that's when he, became a little more, that's when he traveled more widely and then eventually ran into these fellows. But,
these yahoos.
Right.
And Conn, I'm trying to remember, were you already enlisted and pressed into service with these guys before the mist lifted, or was it during?
No, I was unfortunately one of their little slave boys, and Conn is utterly terrified of what was the blood mist. We would have traveled. I'm assuming that the Rust brothers, I don't know if I would have traveled at night through the mist with them. We would have set up camps. There was no fear of the blood mist by the Rust brothers, but that's because they'd been initiated. I wasn't.
Yeah.
And I think Conn's actions that led to his dark secret was probably born out of the fact that at some point he was going to be made to go off into the mist, and he was either going to live or die.
So I can even see them mistreating him, calling him a coward. And, as they had to leave him behind in their camps when some of them struck off into the night, into the blood mist, and Conn couldn't go with them because he'd be killed. And you probably have even witnessed a few of their priests not making it. So, people who, not every one of them seem to be immune for whatever reason from the blood mist. And they would be, you would have seen the remains, and they were cut into like pieces that are like this big. That's all that's left. So just cut to shreds by whatever lurks within the blood mist. What about you, Stas? Did you ever have a moment when you had to sort of brave it, or were you holed up the whole time?
No, being a peddler, I would have had to take some chances and risks, and obviously I survived somehow, but I don't know how exposed I would have gotten to it, but I would have been, at least for the last 5 years, traveling, getting out.
Maybe a close call or two back when there was still some blood mist around, where you were trying to get between towns and there was these little trade routes, right? As long as you could make it in the day, you could do it.
Yeah.
And you may have had situations where you broke a cart wheel, or lost a mule and barely made it back to town in time, type of thing. So I think you probably had some close calls with the mist, and maybe even have seen some shapes inside of that mist at times, and felt like, oh my God, whatever this is coming for me, and kind of just made it back to town.
Yeah, for sure. And it might even have been, so it would have put me at about 25 years old or even 24 at the time.
Yep.
Because I'm 30 now. So it might even have been where I ran into an elf or two somehow, where they were like they were coming, like they were in the mist and it wasn't bothering them.
Yep.
But I was like, here it comes. I got to get out of here.
Right.
You know.
What about you, Garm?
Garm was part of the clan, part of the pack. He grew up in the pack. I imagine that they kept to their hovels and their kind of campsites. I don't know how much that protected them necessarily, or if they just kind of risked it sometimes when they were out on a long hunting trip. But I think they kept to their forest home. And he didn't even, after the mist lifted, the clan didn't strike out super long distance for a long time, and probably was maybe one of the reasons why we ran into Conn and his Rust Brother companions when everybody was killed. Was probably our like farthest from home base that we had gone from.
Gotcha. So I think, so one of the things I think you all can take away from those experiences back when the Blood Mist had covered the lands is that population centers and places of community where people were all together were more or less protected, because the mist comes at night, right? So during the day you can travel, but when night falls and the sun goes down, out would come this horrendous mist that people would die if they were in it. But it would always come up to the gates of your orc village, of the town, of whatever enclave, and would like brim right at the edge. You could see the tendrils sort of in the, as you held a torch out the window or out over the wall, you could see it at the edge, but it would never come into the town. So there's some question right now as to where the safest place might be. Let's say it's Garm, because most of you are looking down at the town, and Stas, you have just seen through the spyglass, these three women and the priest have exhaled their last, and this vapor, this mist is going up. Garm, as you're looking back down towards the hill, towards where you've left the boat, way down, you can't see anything. It's misty as fuck down that way. So darkness has closed in behind you, and you can't see anything back down the hill. What do you say, Garm?
Conn, didn't notice this, and he kind of points down the hill. I think we might be in trouble.
Oh, we waited too long.
So it's difficult to tell because you guys don't have light, right? You're purposely trying to stay hidden. So it's hard to tell if it's mist or if it's a bit more of this fog and like natural fog and drizzle. But Conn, it does not look like something that, it doesn't give you a good feeling what you're looking at.
We have to move now before it swallows us up.
Let's go
to the northeast, then we will make it. Go. I will lead the way. Enough talk.
Okay. Conn goes.
All right,
Garm
let's go.
follows.
Askelon, give me that damn thing. And I
Yeah.
take the spyglass.
Askelon's laying down.
Give me that spyglass. Come on, let's go.
I like get up and point at them, and then I'll follow along.
All right. So all four of you are basically beaten feet towards the where you left the boat. Is that right?
No, we're leaving the boat behind because you said that's where the mist is, right?
The mist is there. Yes.
Yeah, no, we're not going that way. We're abandoning the boat. Conn is paranoid, not going that way. We're going northeast. Plus, that'll give us an experience point because we haven't been there yet.
You're going to try to go this way.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we're going northeast.
We're going to go play with those elves.
Okay.
Well,
so
we'll cut along the river's edge. That's how I'm picturing it, right? But we'll have to go into that hex.
Yeah, if you see, you guys can, I think, see my cursor. Is that right?
Yeah.
Kind of do one of these, like up that way.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So I would like, as you start to move, and I think we've got Conn in the lead, Garm and Stas right behind. Are you guys trying to move quickly or stealthily?
Yes.
Quick.
Okay.
Oh, there is.
And Askelon pulling up the rear. I would like each of you to make me a move roll.
Oh, shit.
And as
That's
you,
just-
Con-
That's just
Con,
because
when
nobody
you-
wants to be behind me now that I'm naked. But
That's
go
right.
ahead.
That's probably true. But Con, in the lead, you feel worse and worse and worse about this. You can feel the dampness on your skin. You think you can feel that kind of clammy nature because you've had brushes with the blood mist plenty of times as they tried to drag you into it, as they laughed when you were too afraid to sort of plunge into it. It feels exactly like this. And are there even like, is there voices? Did something move off to your left? You're like, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck. This feels just like it did. Like there's a moment when all of you are like, I thought this was gone. I thought all this mist was out of here because it so dominated every part of your lives for so long. And you are now running right into the thick of it in the direction that you're going.
Oh, we are.
So I want
running
you to-
into it. That's right.
You are. It's in that direction too.
Oh, you didn't say that. Okay. All right. We
Yep.
didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, it appears to be all around you, with the exception of right towards town. I'm not trying to funnel you that way, but I'm just telling you.
Oh, sure. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
No,
so sorry, do we have to
towards
make
town
moves?
is clearly a bad idea. You have to make move rolls, each of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Are there any penalties here, Harrigan, or no?
Nope, just straight up.
Okay.
I'm gonna push.
I will say Stas will be left behind
What?
because you got the broken foot. You're not left behind like you're done
You're
for.
last.
Oh.
But you're suddenly going to be last, Stas, because of the broken foot.
I mean, Askelon wouldn't like leave him behind. He would help somehow. But
Okay.
just-
So,
yeah.
so what was the result of all the moves? Were you all successful?
Yes.
Ooh, Garm took 2 damage to agility to be successful.
Lucky bastard.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so
I
Conn,
stumble.
you are picking up speed as you sort of run, along the river's edge for a little bit, and then you turn and bolt, and you're trying to go inland, away from where you think this mist is based, away from the boats.
Part of it is also too, I don't think we can afford to give up any more of our limited gear to those lizard folk or the Saurons.
Right. All right. So you swear that as you run, you're feeling like someone's fingers or something just sort of brush on your face, pull at the edge of your clothing as you're running. You're like, what? Yeah, and you've never actually seen what's in the mist, what does this to people, but you are definitely experiencing right now something kind of closing in around you. Garm, you trip and fall, and that's your agility, I think, damage we're talking about. And as you're rising, here comes Stas, who's kind of hobbling, like moving along as best he can. But the mist eventually clears a little bit after maybe 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes of as fast as you can in the northeast direction away from Riversknit. And I'm gonna take a 2-minute break here, but when we come back, let's do a scouting roll and the whole proper like quarter one. What are you going to attempt? And I may only let you go 1 hex in this quarter because of the time you spent overlooking the town and all that discussion you had and all that sort of stuff. But let's take a 2 or 3 minute break. When we come back, we'll see what happens.
Are we ready? Are we ready?
I think you are.
Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Woo.
Did you get Did you get the alien box back out again?
No, I haven't, but it's not. It's
Everything's fine.
I think it's arm's reach. No, it's on the shelf.
We're good.
It'll be fine.
We're
Everything's
good.
fine.
Have a little trust in Conn. He's going to get
That's
us
right.
through.
That's right. Have some faith.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to do a lead the way and a keep watch. And the rest of you, I think, are all going to hike, right? And we're going to let you do one hex worth for the remainder of the quarter. And I think you're trying to go into the northeast. You're trying to go up here.
Yep.
So the very first thing to do, and I will say, it is misty and it is night, so you have -2 to these rolls. Both the keep watch and the lead the way. Unless you have some talent, Conn, that prevents that.
No. Well, I think I'll be able to spend a will point anyways, Harrigan, if this isn't successful. So it's not a big deal because I got Pathfinder. But let's just see if I don't have to do it. So you're okay. So that means -1 is my modifier. Because I think Pathfinder gave me 1. Okay, so modifier is going to be -1. All right, I'm rolling. Oh, look at that beauty.
Got it. Let me move the token. So you're going there.
Who's keeping watch?
That's my next question.
I will. I guess. Or
Okay,
I
so
mean, is that
yeah, if it's needed. So don't roll it yet. But if you do need to roll it, it's going to be -2 to your keep watch because of the mist and the darkness.
Here,
But
Askelon,
don't do it
take this.
just yet.
Here.
all right?
My spyglass. I don't know how well it'll work in the dark, but
All right.
don't break it. It's hanging on to a thread right now.
Got that funky thing with the die roller again. Okay. Okay, I would like you, Askelon, to make that keep watch roll.
That's scouting.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, it is.
And I have a -2. So I'm going to say oh, well, I'll put the gear die in there for the,
What's the gear for?
oh, the spyglass. Can I use that or not?
No, that wouldn't help you at night with fog.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you can all thumbs down me whatever you want. Just got downvoted on Reddit. This GM sucks. It's a spyglass. And he's
No,
look at all
no
these
yes
guys.
and no yes and with this guy. No yes
Nope.
and in
Hey,
this guy.
Yep.
Does he get more with more successes?
He does not. And you're right, Sean. That was not just no, but fuck no. Yeah. Spyglass does not work at night in the mist.
I can respect that.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. All right. So as the Conn leads the way, and Conn is like a man on a mission. He is staying low, but he's moving fast. It's hard to keep up with him. Stas, you are like barely within eyesight in the gloom of the next person ahead of you, which is probably Garm limping from when he fell. So the four of you are moving along here, snaking. There's this mist, and Conn isn't the only one that senses there is something around you. There's something that's like breathing. There's something that every once in a while tugs at you and touches you, just grazes your skin, but you can't see it. But what Askelon, what you see as Conn is, successfully leading you, the mist is starting to thin as you're moving further and further from the site of where the Rust Brothers are based. You see some shapes off to your left. So if we're talking about hex wise,
North.
where are we? We're kind of this area here, right?
Right.
So you guys are heading northeast to the north. You see humanoid figures crouched amongst some ruins in the thinning fog and gloom. You can't see them very well, but you can tell that there are human shaped or sized or elven shaped or sized or orc. It's hard to tell which. There's some folks that probably aren't aware of your presence because of the angle that you've got. But there's some shapes over there. No
I
fire or anything.
I'll reach over and touch and point over that direction. I can't. How many did you say it was? There, I can see.
I didn't, but I would say a few.
Right.
Slightly less or more than 3.
Okay. I'm just going to do this.
Okay. That's fine. So do the 4 of you gather up?
Yeah, gather up and crouch down.
I don't know if you're going to get Conn to stop.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, Phil, you're muted.
Keep going. We're not stopping.
Askelon, do you tell them what you see?
Come
or
on,
anything like
Askelon.
that?
Oh,
Right.
Oh.
I'll tell them there's 4 figures right over there.
who cares? Keep going.
What's going on?
Here he comes.
Guys, what are you guys stopping for? My fucking foot's killing me. Are we,
I'll put my hand over his mouth and just and like point over there. And,
how much further we got going? Hold on. What?
okay,
Go ahead.
I'll keep an eye on it if you want to keep going. But
What?
If we have the drop on them,
Drop on
now
who?
might be the time.
What's going on?
Garm,
If
look at
they're
us.
if they're the elves,
We're in no shape.
What is
We're in
going-
no. Well, if Askelon
feeling
wants to
pretty
sneak
good
over
right
and
now.
look,
What's the plan?
What's going on?
we should probably we'll just keep going.
Well, somebody
just-
tell me what's going on.
shut up. Shut up. Asking questions.
What?
Askelon, are you in any shape to sneak over there? And are they going to be offended at the fact that you're wearing only a fur skin?
Who's they?
I don't know who
We
they
don't
are.
know.
I'm not a great sneaker.
Get it? Then.
Garm could
Forget
just
it.
pick Loudmouth up and we could just hightail out of here for a few minutes.
Why don't we go? Let's go.
But distance.
They haven't seen us yet.
That's fine.
All right.
Come up, Stas. Stop your bitching.
I'm trying to be quiet. My foot hurts.
Garm, pick him up and let's just get some distance. All right, I'll stay
Gives him
behind.
an arm.
I'll follow behind him and hopefully we'll be moved quietly enough.
And we'll go southeast, back towards the river.
Just
We're all good with that?
yeah, just loop around. Just
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
these hexes are huge.
That'll be the direction, Harrigan.
10 kilometers down here.
Yes.
Okay, so you're basically changing course and just heading to the east, but back towards the river.
Yeah.
And Askelon is not staying behind, or is staying behind a little bit.
I'll just put I'll stay a few paces behind so that I can be behind Garm carrying Stas.
You're going to help Stas, basically, not carry him, but like arm around him, help him walk, or you're going to actually try to carry him.
I was just gonna give him a shoulder to lean on as he goes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I had the 2 of you mixed up. Garm is helping Stas. Askelon staying behind. Conn is still way out front, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Askelon, you are like lagging, or are you actually going to stay and observe these folks for a while?
No, I'm just gonna put let a little extra distance be between me and the 2 of them so that they're not the last ones out of here. But I will be watching the people I've observed to see if they're coming behind us.
Okay, give me 1 second here. I want to bring something up. Of course, more errors in Foundry here. That's all right. I won't worry about that. So the 4 of you have your short little conference until you all realize that Stas just can't keep quiet. So you just need to keep moving on. Askelon, you hold back like you described, and let the others sort of, they've changed course a little bit back towards the east and even the south a little, and they move off. And as they're moving off, you're, I presume, checking out that area every once in a while, and you see a shape loom up behind them that must be 10 feet tall. And it has these slender arms and legs. And the arms, you can see, kind of end in points. They kind of come, they taper. And you hear just a howl as, almost too fast to watch, this thing impales one of them. And you can see the wriggling silhouette raised up. And their arms and legs are going in the air. And then this other arm comes up and just cuts it in two. And the scream stops. And the other figures, you can hear them are running. And then you see on the other side, another of these shapes rise up 10 feet tall or more. And I want you to make a fear check, my friend, with 8 dice. So actually, you're not making a fear check. My bad. I am making a fear check for you. So give me a second.
It's okay. We're going to get no 6s on this. 8 died.
There's no way for me to roll a good amount of dice right now. My dice roller is broken. Let me try it one more time.
Well, this is
It
horrific.
worked. It worked. Let me reveal that.
Mm-hmm.
9
So-
successes.
Wayne, that is
2.
2 wits damage from fear, unless you have some ability or talent that prevents you from taking wits damage.
I'm an elf.
This terrifies the shit out of you
Okay.
to see this happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What's
I
your
mean,
reaction,
this is-
and how many wits do you have left?
Oh, I've got 3 left.
Okay. I'm
So,
fine.
I mean, yeah. No, I mean, I'm scared shitless. But honestly, my first thought is, if I scream and tell them, I'm just gonna screw them over. And so I'm going to like bite on like the heel of my palm, even like to the point where it might even draw a little blood, so that I will not scream. And I am
I think that we should have Askelon make a wits roll to see if he can keep quiet. That's what I think we should do.
I don't know.
Go
if
ahead,
that's
Askelon.
necessary.
Oh.
Is that necessary?
No, that's evil. That's not in the
I don't
mechanics
think
of this
that's
game.
necessary.
Yeah.
No, what is this?
Game.
Yes,
Wow.
and you should
Yeah.
make a wits roll. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see
yeah,
how
See,
sure.
this
Sean,
works.
it's all about
Ah.
being a facilitation.
100%. I feel like I'm back in high school right now.
I think I should be able to use my
Killer
healing
GM.
skill.
Your healing skill to do what?
I'm thinking of like he is or no, actually, I'm sorry. I guess it'd be more lore that he knows. My folk were able to journey out into the blood mist. I think, can I make a lore check to see if he knows what these things are? I mean, I know what they are,
Yes,
but
yes, you can. High school GM, my ass, Phil. You take that back.
Never.
Ooh,
can I push it? God, I only have one wits left.
Since
Yeah,
it's
no.
on your wits, yes, you can. I'll let you push
Yeah,
that.
right. No, I won't do that. All right. Well,
So
okay, fine. I'll just make a straight wits roll.
what? You just made your roll, my friend, and you failed. So I think you're thinking, you have this rational mind.
I'm sorry. I thought I was rolling to see if. Okay, never mind. All right.
I was allowing you to substitute rather than make an additional roll. But I think what you're getting at is that you had this rational place where the elves have traveled at night. and there's some knowledge you actually have about what the mist may contain within it, right? It still can't keep you from exclaiming just a little, like kind of, it's not like you're bawling your head off, or but even a small sound that you make terrifies you further. Like, oh my God, what if these things are going to either come this way or get my friend? So you can now beat feet, but you did make a bit of a sound before you have to turn and go.
All right.
The hell was that? Garm, did
Are
you hear
they-
that?
Yeah, Askelon passes all of you. He just runs past everybody.
Look at look at under him.
So
What do you say,
happens?
Askelon, when you catch up with them? You run, right? To catch up with them, and you do. You're still in some mist as you're traveling. What do you say to them?
What's going on? Thought you were hanging back. You okay?
Something. Okay, so I failed my roll. So something attacked the figures that I saw. We need to move even quicker.
Yeah, Askelon's not wrong. If he saw it, that means it's closer tonight. Then we're not clear of the mist yet.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Left, right, left, right, left, right. No, your other left, right, left.
Ooh.
We,
All right,
we can
so-
time this out. Help you out. Come on.
As you move into Q2, the sun's coming up, right? So you guys trek through the night. Dawn is coming, and you're leading the way, I presume, into here. And I need someone to keep watch as well. So go ahead and make your lead the way. And you no longer have the -2. We'll call it a -1 because there's still lingering mist. It's nowhere near as thick and as scary as it used to be. You can tell that it's burning off in the sunlight.
Harrigan, can't we just get in here though? Because we've already been here. I don't have to make lead the ways into hexes we've already been in.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yep. You're right.
Keep watch, yes.
It's the keep watch roll, but I need to make a roll before you do that. You are
Sure.
correct. You are correct. So stand by. Yeah, my dice roll is working now. That's excellent. Okay. And all right, who is keeping watch? Who is doing that?
Are we going to stop in the hex, or are we still in the lead?
You are traveling into this hex. I want to know who's keeping watch in Q2 as you travel into that hex.
I would imagine Askelon still is, right?
Yeah, sure.
You have my
Hasn't he
spy
taken major
glass.
wits damage?
I've taken a lot. I've taken.
Well, we could switch. But as long as I don't get penalized. I mean, I might get penalized for my movement, but I can do it.
Your movement won't hurt this.
Yeah, go ahead then.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll even use my spyglass. I'll scout out. Bear with moi. Let's see. I don't know why it takes me so long to do that.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it's clearing up. I could see all the way through. It looks good.
So since the terrain is open, you'll be able to travel 2 hexes in a given quarter, right? So the first half of the quarter, so it's probably 9:00 in the morning, when the river's back in sight, and the mist has faded and evaporated and is gone as the suns come up, just like it used to. And with your spyglass, Stas, I think maybe the other 3 of you have found a nice little berm or a hillock to take a momentary breather and get a sip of water, and are all tucked behind. And back in this direction, Stas, you see through your spyglass, really far away, like at the limit of your vision with the glass, you see a man with a dog. The hound that was sniffing the orc trail before, it looks like similar. If it's the same guy, it's hard to tell at this distance. But the Rust brothers definitely appear to have somebody who's sort of sniffing around with one of the bloodhounds in the direction you came from. Too far for them to see you without a glass, for sure. What do you do or say?
I let Conn know since he's leading the way. And if we gather up, or I make my hand signals, I'm probably standing next to Garm. Hey, put up a hand signal so they see you. We gotta stop. Hey, God.
All right, pull up. All right, sneak back.
There's a guy back. Look, here. I give him the spyglass. Look, this
Sure.
direction. No,
So I see it.
No.
Oh,
Give me
what?
that direction. Over that way. There. You see down? See the guy with the dog?
All right, so Harrigan, lore question then. Obviously, I know we're being tracked. How does it operate typically with the Rust brothers? Would a guy kind of go off, feel a little bit confident, maybe scout a significant distance away? Would they be solo with a dog, or would there probably be some men about?
There'd be some men with them.
All right, well, so we're not going to do that. Okay, it's a scout. We're being tracked. We have to move.
Okay,
Stas, how you feeling?
Foot's killing me, man. I look down and my foot's like this big.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Looks like gout.
Yeah. Okay, well, you gotta keep going, man. Garm, hold him up.
Yeah, let's go.
Askelon, watch behind us.
Hey, give me my spyglass back.
Or maybe not. You look a little shaken.
Who, Garm?
No, Askelon.
Yeah, I mean, I could still lag behind.
No.
But I'm not a great scout.
Yeah. All right.
Especially right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Stas. Okay, Stas will keep watch, stick together, and just keep moving.
Okay.
Ooh, all right.
You're heading here?
Yeah.
Or are you going to cross the river?
No, because we can't. You have a boat.
You do not have a boat.
Never-
You can
never
try to
again.
cross.
Yeah. No, we're just going to try to outpace them. Hopefully.
So Wayne,
I don't know.
where did Askelon leave the Elven Heart? The ruby.
Well, I had to leave it with the rest of my stuff when we landed after we.
So it's in a boat like here? No, excuse me, here?
On down here.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's
No,
where
at
we
the-
want the disease to be when they find it. So if they find it where all the disease.
It's on the north side of the river where we
Okay.
left, where we stranded the woman.
Down here.
Oh.
Okay. And no, Sean, don't presume too much. I'm just asking.
I wonder if. So here's the thing.
I should have
then,
moved this here.
Here's the thing then, Harrigan. So they've got a dog. I do have Pathfinder. Is it possible for me to somehow try to find a trail that will try to get us off the dog? Right?
Yes. Like through
Get
a
us off the
stream,
dog's scent.
traveling a stream
Sure.
for a while.
Yeah, anything. If we can do some switchbacks and comebacks and maybe just find areas where we can.
Make me,
Yeah, go ahead.
yes. Answer is yes.
It-
What
it
were you
would-
going to say, Wayne?
It would have to be. I can't for some reason. It'd have to be in that hex
I think it
where it
is.
says Dory spotted in the water. It'd have to be somewhere on the northern bank of that.
Yep. I think that's right. All right. So what you're telling me, I think, Phil, is you're going to head this way. Is that right?
Northeast,
You're going to
right?
go to the northeast. But I'm going to get you to make, in addition to your lead the way, I want you to make me a survival roll as well.
In what order?
Survive. Make the lead the way first.
Okay.
And then if you're successful, you can make a survival roll, and that will see if you can throw a dog's off or not.
Yeah, I can use a willpower point too if we need to here. So I'll do that, Harrigan. I'll use my willpower point.
Is that an auto success?
I believe it is. It's the. I don't think I've ever
Because
had
you're
to
at like
use
you're
it.
at like level 2.
No, it's Path of the Forest. When you forage, hunt, or lead the way, you succeed automatically if you spend a willpower point.
Look at you.
You can roll
Yeah.
first and spend the point after. So yeah, I'll use my
Okay.
willpower. So I lead the way
That might be the
successfully.
first time you've used that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been pretty lucky.
Okay, so going up.
And then the second roll you said was Survival?
I want you to make a survival roll for your
Try to
to
shake the
throw the
dog.
trail off.
Can
Yeah.
we help him
Okay.
on that?
Explain how you would help. Do you have some survival as well?
I do. A little bit.
I would say
Yeah.
anybody who has survival can help and add a +1 to a die or +1
Yeah.
die.
I think Garm kind of like brings up something about, if we walk through some of these types of grasses before we head down in there, it can mask our scent a little bit on top of messing with our footprints as we go down into the stream.
Right on. And I just do exactly what Garm says. And I don't get that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to push it.
Okay. Success and one harm to wits. And a willpower point.
Yeah.
Sean has stepped away, but I suspect he would have been keeping watch. Stas.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So will that shake the
Askelon's
dogs,
still
Harrigan?
rattled.
2 successes,
good.
shake the dogs, maybe?
It's a good question.
Oh, look at that. High school.
If you'd like to know, no, I still won't tell you.
No.
From everything that you could tell, you've not left
No.
a trail they can follow.
I've got 1 wits
That's
left.
right.
That's it. That took me
Ooh,
down 1. I got
You
1
guys are-
left.
you guys are threadbare.
Yeah.
Oh, Sean, let
Not
us know
thinking clearly.
when you're plugged back in. So you guys have traveled another hex. Conn successfully led the way. He's done some work. He and Garm did some work to throw the dogs off the trail by traveling the right down like riverbeds and through grasses that are going to throw off their scent and that kind of thing. But we need someone to potentially, when you roll some dice, keep watch. And we're thinking that might be Stas. But it turns out it's quiet, and Stas does not need to keep watch. And we've gone through a whole quarter, right? So we're now at noon. And despite the fact that I haven't been mentioning this so far, it is raining. So you got, when you've cleared the mist, you've kind of made your way. And when you cleared the mist, it's almost like you were leaving a place of weather that was wrong or off. It wasn't raining in there, but as you cleared the mist and made your way through these last 2 hexes, you're now pretty soaked to the bone with the rain that's coming. It's not like it's the heaviest rain in the world, but it's since you've been out in it for hours, you are wet. Couple of you, your wits are low, so you are really mentally exhausted from everything you've gone through. It's now noon. It's 12 hours past when you first laid eyes on the town. So you can imagine traveling for a 12-hour period partially through the dark, through this mist. So it's been exhausting. So what are the 4 of you doing now? You know what? I need to clear a hex here with the fog.
Conn's just like, we got to keep going. We got to keep going. This rain is to our advantage. It's going to cover our scent. We got to press on. Stas, just a little further.
Fine.
Garm, you're good.
Yeah.
Was it Q3 we slept in yesterday?
Yes.
So we're
It
in
was.
Q2.
You were in Q2 the next day.
Yeah.
So you slept in Q3. You then did the boat in Q4. Q1, you did observe the town and then flee. And in Q2, you've traveled 2 hexes.
Right.
And stop keeping watch. No sign of pursuit. Sorry, Wayne, go ahead.
I'm just trying to think, when do we need to?
Not yet.
Sleep.
Keep going. Askelon, a little further. How you holding up?
He's
So-
like,
Correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, guys. You will be sleepy by now, would you not? Anybody who hasn't
next quarter.
next quarter, except for Stas, who didn't sleep in Q3. Right? He was on watch in Q3. So Stas, if you'd be so kind as to tick Sleepy in your right way, and the rest of you will do it if you travel another quarter, you'll all be sleepy.
Well, that's no good. Conn will pass out. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we might as well camp here.
Yeah. Should I make a camp? I'll make a camp.
And make camp. We're going to just have to risk it.
Okay. So you are, the map's kind of crazy. You're 30 kilometers east of where you were the night before. You guys have hooked it, right?
Yeah. We booked.
Yeah, you're like 18 miles to the east. So let me get actions from everybody before Garm rolls. Who is resting? Who's keeping watch? And who's making camp or training? Who dares train right now?
Hey, Conn, if you sleep, I think you can spend some.
What's I don't know. Who's sleepy right now? Okay, so Stas has to sleep. Okay. So then what do you want to do, Wayne?
Do
you want I can keep what's the keep watch roll again?
So my problem is
I've already taken a witch.
Scouting.
Yeah.
My wits are already damaged if I get sleepy. That's just going to get worse.
Yeah. Kind of the same.
Okay. Well, in that case,
I've got one wits. I got one
you
wits.
sleep then. You sleep.
Okay. All right. So Stas and I are going to cuddle up together and try to stay warm.
All right, I guess Garm, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'll be all right.
He always says that.
It's true.
Okay. All right. So we've got Conn.
Do you need me to
and
keep watch while you set camp? Is it? Are you thinking
that's right. You're doing this. You can't sleep.
Garm is busy.
Right. Yep.
Okay. I guess I'll keep watching. So.
You could take my spyglass.
Okay.
Damn spyglass.
It's super awesome tool. Like, hey, if you're gonna keep
break.
watch, put that sucker up to the eyeball and scan the horizon.
Yep. Damn right. All right, let's start with our make camp to see if you guys can at least find a way to get out of the rain. You can imagine that it's not very warm either. I checked the weather. Yeah, it's 47 degrees Fahrenheit in the
summer.
In late summer. Yep.
Okay.
Alpine, man. So make your roll there, Garm.
Yep. I'm gonna use a small tent.
Okay. Success. Okay, so you find a pretty sheltered place where you can pitch the tent. Do you build a fire?
If it's
Well,
what are the rules
none of us
if
are
we
cold,
don't?
are we?
What's that?
None of us are cold, are we?
No, but if you don't build a fire, I may ask for a roll to get cold.
Oh. So
I'm pulling out all the stops tonight, guys.
Yeah, apparently.
Clearly. I read the rules today.
Yeah.
Garm makes a fire because he usually does.
Okay. Yep. All right. Garm gets a fire going. You get the tent set up. Stas and Conn pass out in the tent, just exhausted, muddy, hurt, just beat. Conn, you can't believe it's like your whole past is crawling right back up your throat. Just feels awful having seen these guys again. Askelon, give me a second to see if I need you to make a keep watch roll. I need you to just chill, man. It's all good. It passes quietly.
Okay.
You're soaked because you have to stay outside. You got the as you're looking through the spyglass, there's like beads of rain that are rivulets that are running down the glass as you're trying to scan the horizon behind you. And you're keeping an eye on the river. You know that off to the north is where there's more that could be going on because there's a forest up there beyond where you can see.
So
But
there's just
it's
this
quiet.
little mound of that fur rug with the spyglass sticking out of it.
Keeping dry. Yep, absolutely. And because Garm built a fire, none of you have to try to ward the cold off, even though it is kind of that bone chilling damp that you're in right now. And I think that's the whole quarter, isn't it, to do that? So let me advance the clock.
We've rested. It's official.
You have. The two of you have rested. You can reset your stats.
click
Sean,
the
you might
rest
want to make
button.
use of that button. Yep. Absolutely. And that puts us to about 6 p.m. So, round about supper time. So I'm going to get you to roll your food. And as we've made clear before, you're going to have a few more hours of sunlight still. So it's not like the sun's about to set because it's late summer. So this next quarter, you'll still have some sunlight.
Ah, crap.
Ooh, a 1 on my D12. Damn.
Yeah, my water went down.
Is anyone out?
No.
No.
Okay.
I was like almost fully stocked. Now I'm down to a D10 in food.
Those resources have not been a problem in this whole campaign.
Well, we stopped in the village.
Once you get to like D10, it
doesn't go down as much. Yeah.
And we're at the river. Like, I need some water.
You're right. The river replenished a few times that way. So Conn and Stas, you're back up. So what are the four of you planning on doing now? I think Askelon is still his little fur covered mound.
So we have to stay here. One
If
more
he's going to
quarter.
rest.
All right. So who's training?
Jesus Christ.
Well,
In the rain.
Why Askelon? What you have to sleep, don't you, Askelon?
No, it's
Yeah.
it's nothing. Never mind.
is anybody
Who
down
wants
to
to keep
their?
watch?
Is anybody down to their last morsel?
Oh.
No,
I got
Is that-
D10. Well, actually,
No.
sorry, I didn't even thought about
trade
this.
resources.
True. But I can. I'm
I
master of the
haven't-
hunt. so
I haven't
can-
even thought about this. I don't know how I'm actually carrying any of this stuff. So maybe I don't. I didn't even think about it till you just asked me
Oh,
that.
you mean you're suggesting your food is gone because it's in your pack, right?
Correct.
I think it is
I
gone.
didn't even thought about it.
Oops.
So,
All right.
So let's have some other folks donate. I need a single food roll and a single water roll for Askelon.
Sure, I'll do it.
Askelon, you share in. Okay.
All right.
All good. Askelon eats like a bird.
I got plenty, bud.
Should I go hunt?
Thank you.
No, don't.
No.
I think you need to. No,
Okay.
we're fine.
All right.
One of
Don't
us
go
will keep
wander off.
watch, and then the other one of us should train. Yeah, no.
I don't have
Harry
an
just
axe.
reread the rules. Don't
No, and
fucking
there's-
no.
yeah.
Don't go.
Yeah,
Should have read the rules a long
No.
time ago.
Yeah, you didn't need any help, dude.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Garm goes to sleep.
Garm's going to sleep. Askelon's
Yeah.
probably going to sleep.
Yeah.
So one of you needs to keep watch, Conn or Stas.
I will keep watch.
So was there some? You sure you didn't want to train in anything in particular?
No. I mean,
Okay.
I'm a little concerned about not having an axe. So if anybody knows how to put an axe together, that would be greatly appreciated.
Stone.
Get the crafting rules.
Something like I am. We're going to be
For a
doing a
little
lot.
while
I'm going
there.
to be doing a lot of
Hey,
running. That's all.
They
And I
worked
got
for
a
like
gift
20,000 years. So yeah.
It did. For a little while there, when you guys were like, this shall not pass. We're not going to let these Breathblowers do this. I was like, are they going to build a stronghold? Is that where we're going with this?
I mentioned it like, hey, that
Yeah.
tower up
Mhm.
the road. We just
Yeah.
need to do some house cleaning.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. So does that mean Conn is going to spend some time training?
Sure.
Smithy.
Smithing. Yeah, no.
Axe making.
No.
Just a suggestion.
Oh, man, the problem with those I always find is like you have to be carrying that stuff around with you.
You got to have a home base or something.
Yeah.
Like a stronghold.
Like
Yeah.
it's not something you do out on a journey, but
All right. I'm going to go up in sharpshooter to rank 2. Okay, Harrigan?
I suppose I'm okay with it.
I will pretend that I'm outside
Wow, you got to spend experience
working on
points.
ranges.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
no, it's
don't
just-
do that yet because we haven't done the
Oh.
like keep watch and all that sort of stuff. So don't be ready to do that. But
Fair.
let's get through the potential encounter.
Fair.
And Stas, you're keeping watch. Is that right?
C.
Yeah. In fact, give me 1 or 2 minutes to read this, and then we'll come back here.
That does not sound good. He needs 2 minutes to
Yeah.
figure this
Look, a
Uh-oh,
ghost.
uh-oh.
The long one.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Stas, you can make your keep watch roll if you want with your spyglass. We need that.
All right, make my scout roll. Keep
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make your keep watch.
All right. Success.
Oh dear. So don't train, Conn. You have your bow out, and maybe you'll want to train, but you tell me. As you are, Stas, you're kind of watching the river, watching to the west. That's where you're most concerned that you got pursuit coming from. But you keep an eye on the north. You're looking to the east, the sort of the untamed east here, where you guys are close to as far east as you've ever been. You're within 10 miles or so, 10, 12 miles as far east as you've been. And there's a smell that comes first. So you're looking to the north. You're trying to, you can barely see. You think, is that a forest up there? You think it is. From speaking with Askelon at various times, that's Elven lands, and there are deep, dense, dark forests that are far to the north of here, miles to the north. But there's the smell of it's almost like burning meat. Like it's something that's been on the grill too long and has turned to charcoal and is no longer edible. It's that kind of smell. And then before you see anything, you actually hear it. You hear this, and my microphone probably won't pick this up, but it's kind of a.
You are correct. Your microphone is not
Picking it up.
Like a tromping noise? Nope.
That kind of thing. Still nothing?
No.
Interesting.
Nope.
Tromp, 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 tromp.
Oh.
that better?
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you were saying.
It's the sound of something of like heavy footfalls.
Oh.
Heavy. And there's like more going on with the sound than just like the pad of a foot or a boot hitting the ground. There's more. It's a richer sound than that. And as you point the glass, this is funny. I'm looking at my Foundry map, for my Foundry map, and all the mist is just rolling. I can barely see it. Has that effect. So the mist is all over it. As you point that glass to the west, you see a solitary figure marching down a hillside, because this is pretty rolling grassland that you're in now. You see it looks like a heavily armored figure walking towards you. But as you zoom that glass in, and this is not one of the Iron Guard Rust brothers that you had seen on a couple of previous occasions. This thing as it gets closer, it makes quite a racket. Like the armor is like rattling and squeaking, and you can hear it sort of hitting against itself as it takes each of these big thunderous steps as it's coming closer and closer. It does appear to be walking straight towards you, and as it gets closer, the ground, you can almost feel a tremor beneath your feet. You're like, what then? The thing's still, it's probably a couple hundred yards away at this stage, so it's a good distance away without the spyglass. but it's got this. As it gets closer, the armor is covered in rust and sort of black, just corrosion. It looks ancient, and it's hard to even tell if there's anybody in this suit of armor. But there's a massive suit of armor. Maybe it's 10 feet tall, maybe it's 8 feet tall. It's hard to tell. Walking your way, and the ground is literally like, your spyglass is doing a Steven Spielberg Jurassic Park mirror thing where it's shaking with each step. Your spyglass keeps moving. What do you do, Stas?
Hey, Conn.
Mm.
Come here. Just stand
What's all
right
that shaking?
Just stand right next to me. You feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just not me, because like my foot hurts really bad, and I don't know if it's the thumping in my foot or if it's that big, huge walking piece of armor that's like a couple 100 yards out. Here, look. I give him my spyglass.
Oh
No, not that way. That way. God.
There. We have to get them. We have to get out. What is that thing?
I have no idea.
It's like a walking mountain. We got to wake up Garm and Askelon. We can't stay here.
We're not.
We have to get around this thing.
Yeah, we're not in a position to. Well, I'm not in a position to fight anything.
No, I can't. Look at that thing. Shake. Can you talk our way out of this?
I think I could if it really came to that. I mean, I do have.
Try.
I do have a. I don't know if it's like kind of. If there's something in it.
I mean, it is armor.
Yeah. I mean,
there's got to be somebody in the armor. Armor can't just walk by itself.
I don't know. I've seen worse things. Do we want to take a chance, or should we just
I don't know if we have a choice.
Well, maybe I should get out. It seems to be walking right towards us, so I don't know if we get the other two up and maybe do flank just in case this falls apart.
Sure, I don't think it'll matter, but sure. Garm's yeah. Garm, wake up. Askelon.
Rest ruined.
What?
No sleep for you guys.
What?
We got something coming towards us.
Did you wake Askelon too?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so both of your rests don't work.
Sorry, Wayne.
So we have to mark sleepy then.
Yes.
Do we mark it now, or do we mark it at the end of the quarter?
Probably at the end of the quarter. Let's go for the end of the quarter.
Okay.
Throw you a bone. So you can, the moment you're all awake, you guys can all hear, smell, and feel the ground moving.
So we're smelling something that's what's the smell again?
The smell is like burning meat, charred meat.
So you described the figure. Is there?
Yep.
Is it smoking? Does
It's
it
not.
look to be hot? Okay,
It's not.
All right.
But does Askelon put the glass up to his eye and have a look as well?
Sure, if I can.
Here.
Okay.
No,
I'll let you.
the other direction. Jeez, what is it with you guys? You can't even know how to use this thing.
You just woke me up.
He does that on purpose. Every time. Look up there. No, over here. Askelon, you put your eye on it as well. And as it gets closer and closer, you guys can make up more detail. And whoever has the best lore, and I'll let you guys sort of team up here if any of you have heard the lore around this thing. In fact, I'll let anybody who has a lore score can add a +1. So how many of you have lore? Askelon has lore. That's it? Just Askelon.
All right.
Askelon, make your lore check with your damaged wits.
Yep.
Hey. Askelon, you know immediately what the legend around this thing is. And as you raise the glass, this thing has a spike that's been driven right through the breastplate. And there is a sign hanging from that spike. And on this kind of wooden placard is a symbol of rust. The god Rust.
Okay.
And you know that there's a legend that this Terramalda was a knight who the Rust brothers regard her as like a champion of the god Rust. And she was killed hundreds of years ago, burned alive in her armor, and a spike driven through her heart. And she now wanders the Ravenlands looking for her foes, looking for the dwarves that did this to her.
Okay.
And she is known to be like immortal, unstoppable.
Is she known for being fast?
Relentless, and no, she's known for being relentless. Speedy Gonzalez is not on her list of like attributes.
All right, I will hand the thing back I'll hand the spyglass back to Stas and say, we need to run.
Run. Love it.
Once again,
are we leaving the tent behind?
No,
that's the question.
No, we could. I think we could grab the tent if it's. I mean, I don't know how far away is it.
A roll will be required.
What?
A roll will be required to see if you can pack up a tent in time.
Well, I mean, it's more about, is it possible, Harrigan? That's really the question. Is it possible?
Garm
Totally
will
possible.
try.
Totally possible.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, we're down to almost no gear. So, yeah.
So I guess I'll break it down this way. What you're saying is you're going to break camp as fast as you can and then head off, right?
Yeah.
And are you going to are we talking? I mean, you're in the same quarter as before, so you're not going to travel a hex or anything, but you're basically going to go to ground and hide, or you're going to try to just move away from it. What are you going to try to do?
Might as well travel a hex, shouldn't we? Go northeast, or can we go north?
You can go
southwest, southeast.
This way without having to make a lead the way because you've been there before.
Yeah, sure, we'll do that.
Or
Let's
this way.
that.
No, because that's where the elves are.
Well, then, yeah, and you risk a mishap too.
So let's go that way, and we could just tell. We could tell Stas. Okay, Stas, go ahead and head out that way while we break camp.
Yeah. You guys got this? All right.
Yeah.
I'm heading out. See you in about 2 minutes.
All right. So let's do this. As it gets closer and closer, you can tell that this Terramalda, Teramalda, as Terramalda comes closer and closer, her strides, and she's not 10 feet tall, but she probably is 7.5 feet tall. She's big. And her strides just are eating up the ground, and they're one after another, after another, after another. So I am going to make you guys do a survival roll to basically collect everything from the camp. You can do a group roll. And if you fail, it'll just be, we'll randomly select what gets left behind, whether it's the tent or somebody's roll. I'm picturing somebody is keeping watch, and it's going to be like, it's time to go now, right? But you're basically trying to collect your stuff. You'll keep watch
because I can't help with the gap. I mean, I can't speed along the packing.
Okay. Who's going to make the survival roll?
I think
Garm.
With Quartermaster.
Yep.
Would that help me out in this case?
What does it say about Quartermaster?
Well, it's normally a +1 when you make camp during journey.
Hell yes. Absolutely.
Gotcha.
And if the other two have survival, they can help you pack up as well.
I do. I got 2.
So take +1 for Conn. Stas again is got nothing.
Gotcha.
So take +1 from Conn, +1 from Quartermaster, make your roll. This is basically to put you well on your way before you're in any danger.
Yeah.
Got it. So Askelon, you kind of want to get closer to this thing. Like, what is this? What magic animates this thing and has kept it alive for 300 years or whatever it's been? The smell gets worse and worse as it gets closer and closer. And inside that dark visor, you can see these sort of glowing ember eyes for that Terramalda has. But then Garm is like, ready, let's go. So the 4 of you all are going to make your way down here.
I was serious about Stas, like going ahead and getting a start. I was like, head to that tree because he can't move very fast.
Oh, that's fair. So Stas is like already he leaves already while they're
Right,
backing the
yeah.
camp up. He's hopping along. Fair enough. All right. So what we're going to say then is part of we're still in that like Q4, right? You were interrupted. So I'll give you the one hex to midnight. So you were interrupted sort of halfway through the rest and all the rest of that. So let me do one quick roll here. Who's keeping watch?
Stas.
Yeah.
Stas, don't bother rolling. So you outpace this thing, even though it's striding sort of inexorably forward, never stopping, never tires. The four of you can outpace it pretty handily and do. So you head down here to where you abandoned. Anybody remember her name?
The girl that infected Askelon.
Yeah.
She's still there.
That's her name.
The girl with all the
Actually, it wasn't her.
Lania? Lania?
The girl with the dragon bubonic plague.
Yeah.
Yes, Sean. That. Exactly that.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can't
and
remember
that-
if it was Lania or Lania.
Let me move the clock. So by the time you
Yeah.
get down into some of the terrain starts to become familiar looking, and you realize this is where you put the dory in, and it's also where the totems are, if you remember correctly, inland.
Mhm.
You catch sight of those totems, and it takes a while. It takes you probably an hour to escape at least the smell and the ground shaking a little bit, but eventually you do put that behind you, and that's just as night is really starting to fall around 10 or 11 p.m. at night. And as midnight rolls around, what are the four of you thinking of doing? So it's now dark.
Well,
You've got the totems to the
Askelon
north,
and I
the
are
river to the
sleepy.
south. Yes, two of you are sleepy now.
Try to make
What's it going to be?
camp and set it up here. I don't know if we can go much further in this darkness.
No, set up camp.
Yeah.
Terramelda
Right.
was walking in this direction.
Right
In
behind
this
us.
direction.
She was walking from the west to the east.
Oh, bloody hell.
God, we need those
Good
elves
cross.
to like take her out.
We can't go any further. It's dark, right, Harrigan?
It's
Right.
now pitch
Yeah,
black.
we
Yes,
we just gotta roll camp and hope she doesn't find us. And if she does,
these
we gotta,
hexes are what, 6 miles wide, 10 kilometers
big.
wide.
They're big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
yeah.
Understood.
Yeah,
So in
all
other words, when you make camp, you try to do it in a way that would not be in the thing's path, right?
Correct.
Okay.
We go south more or whatever.
Or north,
Or
past
north.
the
Yeah.
past the totem poles. Just saying, you could do that. You do that?
Let's not do that.
Damn it. Fine. All right. So we got to make camp again, right? Keep watch, and then a couple of you are going to try to rest again. Is that right?
Yeah.
A little bit of a redux here. Okay.
Yeah. Does anybody else want to make camp, or do you want? I could do it, but we would need to rest again.
I'll
another
try
quarter.
to do it.
Yes. Okay. Let's do it, Conn. Okay. And then let me know who's keeping watch.
Do you
Probably
want to use
Askelon.
the tent? The tent gives you
Sure.
a plus 2 gear dice.
2 gear dice.
I will keep
Do I
watch.
just-
When you
it's
click
sur-
on
it's
survival,
survival.
you can add gear dice to your roll once you
Oh,
get the
okay.
little pop up window.
Where it says artifacts or modifier. Oh, gear. There it is. My bad. Yeah,
It's
2.
gear.
Cheers, boys. Okay. Beauty.
Success on camp.
Yep. The GM's tired of the rain we keep getting for the weather generator. So the rain is clearing as you are starting to set the camp up, and you did succeed, Conn. Did you have to push? No. Okay. So you guys are telling me though you're sort of tucking closer to the water. Is that right?
Yeah,
'Cause
away
you don't
from
wanna-
the totems.
away from the totems.
Maybe
all right.
over here.
I'm kind of imagining that armor's not a great swimmer either. Just
Probably
guessing.
not. Probably not. And who's keeping watch?
I am.
Stas. Roll it.
Oh boy. Let's see here. Booyah.
Success. All right. So, and this time was a fire lit? Conn? Ask you.
I don't know if we specified.
We didn't.
I'm
not
asking-
yet.
I'm
A
asking you
small
now.
one. Sure. To keep the cold away.
Okay. You
Is
don't
that
you
why?
don't need to it's not raining. I'm just curious. Just to
Oh,
try to
then
see.
no. If it's not cold, like if we don't need the fire to stay warm, then there's no fire.
Yeah. It's almost 50 degrees, but the rain has stopped. So
Okay.
I think, and you guys have been hustling, so you got a lather built up.
Okay.
So what's really gone on here is you found a pretty nice little out of the way sort of campsite that you'd have to trek down a hillside to be able to find, type of thing. And Stas, as you're keeping watch, sure enough, there's the smell again, except now stars are overhead and it's dark outside. The moon is up. At least there's no fog. There's no mist. So this is the first night you've seen that, which is good. And sure enough, you can actually see this eerie figure as it approaches. And you can tell if it doesn't deviate from its path, it's going to walk past you. It's going to clear you by several hundred feet, probably, as it makes its way sort of due east, just kind of trudging through the countryside, walking along. Do you bother waking folks up, or do you, in case
Nope.
it changes course, or do you, okay.
No, I actually tell Conn, I say, quiet.
Conn smells
No.
it too.
Smell it's over there. It's gonna go by us. Make sure Garm and those guys don't snore too loud.
So as you watch it, the two of you can put eyes on it, because even without the spyglass, you can see it at night, because there's a little bit of a glow, and every once in a while, if it's turning, you see those little orange pinprick eyes inside of its visor, even at this distance. And you can tell that it is staying clearly on this side of those totems. So it is kind of walking the edge of what might be the border of this elven land that Askelon was telling you about. But it keeps going, and as you watch, and the ground shakes less and less, and the smell drifts away because now it's downwind from you, and it passes into the night.
We get to see it. Now we get to go in the same direction it's going tomorrow.
Now you get to follow it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Well, or we
Hey!
wait. Maybe we wait. Let it get a little bit ahead of us.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we got a
You're gonna
good
wait-
lead. We got a good lead on those Rust brothers. They're going to be a few days at the village. Like
Yeah.
they shouldn't
You
be
know,
following
murdering
us.
everybody.
Exactly. We have a few days. So we could stay here and gather ourselves and I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. I was worried about those elves too. Those guys don't sound like very nice people either.
I think they're going to be keyed on those Rust brothers sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I hope so.
They're not going to be worrying about us. No.
Wrong game.
A1
Oh, my.
Beachfront Avenue.
So that, correct me if I'm wrong, this was Q4 we just finished? Is that right? Or was that Q1 that we just did?
I think that was Q1.
That was Q1. So through the night, the two of you who are resting get rid of sleepy. You don't recover wits or anything, but you do,
Wits.
or any, yeah, I think wits stays damaged, right?
Right.
But you do get rid of sleepy if you had sleepy. And as dawn comes, the two of you who are up, Conn and Stas, can tell the other two about the fact that Terramalda passed by you in the night, heading to the east, and walked out of sight, walked into the darkness. But relatively nice day today with the river, flowing to the south. All these grasslands around you to the north, east, and west. What's the plan for? Let me just time check, actually. We're at almost the bottom of the hour. Is this a good place for us to cut? Or would you guys like to travel a little bit more if you have something specific in mind?
Do we want to sit here and train for a change? Maybe we start next game doing that?
Maybe.
Well, and Askelon's pretty beat up still wits-wise, aren't you?
I think he is.
You're muted,
I
Dwayne.
think you're muted. Yep.
Down 2.
Yeah. We could at least spend another quarter.
Oh, I just hate being in these. We know what's there, and we know what's over there, and we know what's in front of us. Like, sometimes ignorance is bliss. I'd rather get to a place where I don't know where anything's going to kill me.
Yeah. Go one more hex ahead and then do this.
I don't know.
No, Terra Molda is that way.
Yeah,
It's true. We want to let it get some lead.
She's not going to turn around.
4 hours ahead of us.
But it wasn't moving very fast. Is that right?
It doesn't stop.
No, Terra Molda was moving.
My guess is it doesn't sleep. So it's like a ship. It doesn't move very quickly, but it doesn't ever stop. So it gets the miles in,
Yeah, but what's the end destination? The water?
It's from what I understand, it just wanders around looking for dwarves. And if you get in its way,
we don't have
it
one
kills
of
you.
those.
Yeah. These guys, I heard they're just a handful.
Is there also a boat nearby? I think there is.
Is that the one full of bubonic plague?
Yes. Yes.
So did it rain hard
Bubonic.
enough to like wash the plague off of it?
You could investigate and find out.
That's another thing we could like check out.
Yes.
What? This hex just doesn't seem overly safe to me. But if the majority is the hole up here, well, that's fine.
You can always look for a ford as well. Remember, most of these rivers, you can if you make the right
I don't
roll, you
want to
can
go.
find it.
The south
Okay.
is the
Wow.
plague witches.
South is even
or whatever.
worse.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, we've got to go east. We're going
frying pan or
east.
fire. We're already in one. Let's not switch up another one.
It's like
and God knows, crossing a river with that, is always the
It's
easiest thing we could
dangerous.
do in this game. So it's 50-50. If you guys want to travel for a hex, I'm okay. And I'll just rest later if you want to just get out of here.
Or could you train right now or no?
We could
Is there
rest.
anything you want, Wayne?
We could
I
spend
have
one
to-
quarter and have them rest, and then we could do whatever we want, and then we could move. It'd still be daylight.
Yeah, it's just 6 a.m. right now.
Yeah.
And
Keep sleeping.
Yeah, Askelon, hit the hay. We'll cover, and then when you wake up, we'll decide what we want to do, and we can move, or we could spend another quarter here.
All right.
I mean, we're not in a hurry, but at least it's during the day. It's not night. We got you
Okay.
covered. None of us are sleepy but you.
All right.
So you're going to rest. And what are the other three of you doing? Who's keeping watch, if anybody? Clear skies, 6 a.m. to noon. We're talking about.
I could keep watch. Otherwise, I would probably hunt. With
Oh,
my
then
gimp,
don't worry
my
about
gimp foot
hunting.
and a knife.
Yeah, don't worry about hunting. That's
Yeah,
a
Sean,
disaster. Look
Do
at
you
you.
do you still have your trap?
No, I think that's gone, right? I think that
Yeah,
was
I think so.
the ghost, and it
Yeah.
somehow or went overboard. I don't remember. I lost the trap though.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bear trap.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can hunt without the right tools.
I can't hunt with a knife.
It may tell you in the skill. You can look it up, or in the action.
Yeah,
action.
shoot, man, that
I think it tells you.
suck. I'm sucking wind until I get a freaking weapon for sure.
Yes.
Well, master
Yes,
the hunt.
sir.
Let me see. Maybe it says I don't have to have one.
Okay. Let's see while he's doing that, Askelon, you're going to rest. Garm and Conn, what are you doing?
Oh, I could rest when I hunt.
Because of your talent?
Yeah, master of the hunt. Hunting
Now
sets you at ease. It brings me
talking.
peace, Harrigan.
It's like fly fishing.
I do have a fishing hook and line.
There's water right here.
That's different. Though. Hunting and fishing are different.
Oh,
They are different.
They are different. I mean, you could do. I think it's still a survival check, but master of the hunt is not master of
It's
the fish.
specific.
It sounds to me like Stas wants to go hunting. That's what it sounds to me like.
It's
Even though Conn says we don't need it. Stas is.
It says read more about journeys, but it doesn't say anything about a weapon.
I thought it did somewhere.
Mr. Man.
I think it depends on what animal you end up with.
Yeah, that might be.
Yes.
Quarters of the day. Okay, hunt. Does hike, lead the way, keep watch, forage, hunt. Can be done several adventures at the same time. Helping is allowed.
You need some form of gear to hunt, either a ranged weapon or a hunting trap of some kind.
Ah, shit.
I have a bow.
Well, I guess I could use a bow. Like, it's
There you
not
go.
like I could not suffer a penalty.
Right. You could take my bow.
I'll take your bow. I promise I'll bring it back in as good a condition as it is when I received it.
Will you?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm playing a character. It's like role playing. You know, hey.
So Stas is planning on going hunting, and Garm is giving him his bow, right?
Yep.
Here's
Okay,
my
Garm,
spyglass.
To trade.
He's gonna watch, right? Garm? I don't know. Somebody's gonna watch, right?
I
You
can.
One,
I was gonna
one-
potentially train, but I can keep watch.
Well, nobody has to, I guess, if nobody cares who
Well,
walks.
the thing I was gonna train is quartermaster 2, so it's not like an immediate combat benefit thing. So if Conn is gonna train something like that, considering where we were running around, kind of depends.
So we need Phil back in the seat before we know if Conn is going to keep watch or not.
Right.
I'm sure it'll be fine. What could possibly
Absolutely.
happen? What could possibly happen?
Let's resolve your hunt, Sean. In the meantime, while we're lacking Phil.
Right. So survival.
And there's some things we have to do. So summer for hunting. I can never find the damn table when I want it. There it is.
If you do it in the group journey thing in Foundry.
I'm just in the PDF right now. Hunt is +1 on planes. And I think summer affects foraging, but not hunting. Is that right?
I still have
Yeah,
my bear. I
seasons.
still have my bear trap like on my sheet. Did I lose that? I thought I lost that.
I don't know.
I don't remember you losing it. I remember you losing your axe.
I think it was in the boat. Like the boat was an issue, or like we didn't have enough space.
I
We
think
lost-
when
we
the
lost
Saurians
2
were
more
rocking
boats.
the boats. I think when the Saurians were rocking
It went
the boat,
overboard?
we lost some gear.
Did we lose my damn bear trap? I thought we did. Didn't we, Harrigan? Did you roll that?
I don't recall if you
Son
lost
of-
your bear
I
trap.
just don't keep track of shit on my sheet. Or maybe I do. Maybe it's on my sheet. I must have it, Harrigan.
I'm okay with you using the trap. I don't specifically remember you not having it.
I could have swore there was an issue. Maybe I was on the verge of losing it because of the ghost or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all
Okay.
right.
So you're at a +1 if you're going to try to find game on your hunt because it's planes.
Okay, so +1 modifier.
Then you can figure out.
I'll use the
Conn, are you going to keep watch, by the way?
Yeah, I guess I will. Yeah, if Garm's going to train
He is.
and Stas is going to hunt, sure. You don't
Okay.
need to be hunting. God damn it, Stas.
He's already gone.
I know he has. God damn, he did not need to do that.
It brings me peace.
Oh, great. Good for you. All right. So
I rest.
I keep watch. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Here.
I'm going to relax.
Don't
I'm going to
don't
go
make your
kill
roll
me an
yet, Phil.
animal.
let's follow Stas for a minute, and we'll come back. Make that roll, man.
Bear trap, baby. Oh my God. All those, and I got one. One
So you
success.
got
Yeah.
one success, and that means let me go to the hunting table. Da, da, da. It, Foundry must have just the regular hunting table, does it not? I'm just seeing the mishaps.
Let me see. Let me check the group thing. Okay.
You guys hunt so
travel.
rarely.
So hunt, here we go. So planes modifier, I got to find prey. So the first thing I do is find it.
Yep. And that's what you
Alright.
just rolled for, right?
So I found some prey. Then you roll. If
Just
you
a
roll
D6.
yes, D6 gives me the type.
Yep.
Mouse, crow, rabbit, fox, right? Boar,
Yep.
deer. Okay.
Yep.
You want me to roll D6 then?
Just roll a D6. Yeah, I was looking for the D6 table in Foundry, but I don't have it at hand, so let's just use the...
A 5, that's good.
Oh, this is a
That's good.
boar.
Yeah.
So difficulty becomes -1. So when you're going to use your bow, right, to try to take it down.
Well, I used my trap
Okay.
in my roll originally.
Do you get to do that with the trap when you're doing the fine prey?
I think it's all one thing. Right?
Would you use the trap again when you're trying to take it down?
Oh shit, my bad. It's to kill the trap or kill the
Yeah.
prey. My bad.
Yeah, so the trap would be used to try to kill the prey, not find the prey, right?
Yes. So my last roll.
What was the last die?
Oh, you didn't have any gear dice in that.
Yeah, why didn't it put my gear dice even though I selected it? That's weird. It counted it as skill
Let's not
dice.
sweat it. Let's not sweat it.
You want me to
you were
re-roll all
successful.
this garbage? I can re-roll.
I'm okay with you. I'm okay with you getting. No, you got the boar. You get the boar in your sights.
All right. Now, do you want me to kill it with the trap?
Now it's survival because you're using a trap, right? So you can use the gear dice from the trap, but it's -1 because it's a boar. And it's going to, if you succeed, it's going to give you 4 meat and 2 pelts. But I also think there's some bad stuff that goes on from a boar if you fail, right?
It can attack you.
It'll attack you.
Yeah. So it's all good.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine here.
Fine.
And I have a -1? No. Survival
You have a
plus must master the hunt plus bear trap.
-1 for it being a boar.
Yep. And the short bow's giving you +2.
There you go.
How do you do that in...
There's a place to add gear.
Right.
Gear
Check the
dice.
boxes. Yep. But in the modifier, you just select in -1 from it?
It just drop one of the
I'd
one
drop
of
your
the
skill die one.
skill die by 1.
Which is 0 because I have no survival.
Oh, so put it in as -1 then,
so
because
that
that's
then
where
It's a then put it as a negative die.
In
because
survival.
then that's where it rolls and takes away
Correct.
success
Okay.
potentially.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering. Okay, now I think I'm good.
And here's the boar. When we need it.
Value must be 0 or greater. It's not going to let me take them negative. In Foundry.
It won't let you add a negative die.
No. Not if you're at 0. Unless I take it from the
That's the
modifier.
whole point.
Unless I take it away
Oh.
from a modifier, which is
Yeah, put
3.
it. I think
So sorry, I was reading up on the boar here. Tell me where you are and like how you're compiling your pool.
Wits 3. Master of the
Yeah.
Hunt 1. Bear Trap 2.
Why is it wits? You're using the
because
bow,
it's
right?
survival.
Is it?
He
Yeah,
told him to make a
survival.
survival check.
You said survival.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's for the bear trap. If you're using the bow, you would use agility. Wits is if you're using the bear trap
I mean, I'm gonna
to
use
kill the creature.
I'm gonna use the bear trap.
I mean, either way you want to do it,
Bear
the trap or the bow, but they
So-
will, they roll normally. They don't.
So, Sean,
Bear
I
Marksmanship sucks. Bear trap
it's
2.
not okay.
Say
So you should have, if you click on survival and you have a survival of 0.
Yep.
I added a -1 modifier and it took it. It did.
Well, maybe it's the way I typed it in.
So set
-1.
that aside since we don't know how Foundry
Oh, it took
treats
it.
those.
I don't know what happened, Wayne. Now it takes it.
No.
That must have been how I typed it in there. Here we go.
Right.
Oh, now it says value must be greater than or equal to 0.
Yeah.
I can type it in there,
Stop.
Wayne, but it won't let me roll.
Weird.
So you're using wits and survival and the bear trap, correct?
And Master of the Hunt.
What does Master of the Hunt do for you? It gets you +1.
Yes.
Okay, and that gives you a skill die, is what it does.
No.
So
No. Well, I
No?
don't know. It's giving
It's a
me a
skill die.
modifier. Okay.
Yep.
so don't. I don't know if the die roller is doing it right. So let's ignore that. Ignore that part of it. Trying to build the roll with the die roller. Your wits
Okay.
are what, 3?
Yeah.
3, and the gear from the bear trap is 2, so you're at a 5,
Right.
right? Now you're at a 6
Yes.
when you add in the Master of the Hunt, and
Correct.
one of those is a skill die. 2 of them are gear dice, and then you have to take away the skill die from the boar, so you lose the
Stop.
skill die.
So just don't add the Master of the Hunt, and you're back to where we are.
Okay.
That's
You're
correct.
back to where you should be.
Got it.
Roll
Good to-
wits plus gear. Yep.
All right.
Hey. So there is much squealing as you catch this grassland variety
Shank!
of giant boar.
Oh, you
Yep.
heard that, boys?
Much squealing and snorting and snuffling, and you dispatch it with that knife that you have, which is not that easy to do, really. Wild
John
boar.
Rambo.
F no.
Yeah, not that easy to do. So
It
Stas,
is if they're stuck in a trap.
describe coming back to town, or not town, but
Dude,
your
I come
camp.
back, Lord of the
With-
Flies, man.
Boar.
Freaking blood all over my
Yeah,
face.
I was about to say that it's not a little bit of blood either.
Blood all over.
Oh.
Looks like I carried the movie in Forbidden Lands. And I'm dragging this. So now with my gimp foot, I'm dragging this big ass boar with my gimp ass foot.
A day should be
right.
removed from your.
You're like dragging the boar.
Sucking
Oh
wind.
dear. In the end, Conn, you keep watch and you look up as Stas is dragging by the back leg this like 250 pound boar, dragging it into the
5
middle of the
meat,
camp.
man. 5 meat, 3 pelts. We're good.
I think
got
4 and 2, isn't it?
no 5. 5 meat, 3 pelts, and
Wow.
I have chef.
Oh, because you have Master of the Hunt.
Oh, so you're turning it actually
chef?
into.
It's in the
It's
Whoa.
barbecue time.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. My
Okay.
bad. I was
Oh.
reading deer. You're right,
Oh.
Harrigan. 4
Yeah.
meat.
4 and
3
2.
pelts. Yeah.
Still great.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
2 pelts. We could almost cover Askelon. Somebody
You can
got like
make him a diaper, please.
something.
Please make him a diaper.
Loincloth.
Chaps.
Boar loincloth. Front and back.
Yep. All right. So, long story short, while the hunt's happening, Conn, it's a quiet morning. So it passes to noon. Garm, you train. And I'm sorry, you told us already, but what are you training, Garm?
Quartermaster 2.
Quartermaster 2. Okay. And what does that get you?
Anybody who makes a keep watch roll while I'm making camp or have made camp get a +2 bonus.
Damn. Look at
Huge.
you. Look at you. And Askelon, you actually are resting further, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So by the time you get the board back, I think this is where Forbidden Lands gets a little funky with the length of the quarters. I don't think you get to process the meat, or I think that'll take you another quarter, right, to do the transforming the meat.
Boy, you're gonna love this. So for chef, you can turn D6 units of vegetables, meat, or fish into food. Seems pretty straightforward, right? Cooking requires a fire. All right, sounds good. And takes a quarter day, right? So there's the quarter day, right? That's not even the rub. In a proper kitchen, you can cook up to in a proper kitchen, you can cook up to a dozen.
You can cook more
of a food. Okay.
Yep.
At first, I was really
stronghold, baby.
Yeah.
Be an army.
You can still do the D6 or whatever.
Yeah.
But
should I roll a D6?
So let's say you bring it back, Stas, and you can butcher it. So, but it's just its constituent components. Now you have boar steaks and you have pelts, right? Is that the way it works? But you haven't cooked it yet or anything. Is what I'm getting at.
No, but I will in the next quarter.
Well, that's to be determined. So noon rolls around, and it's eerily quiet. You no longer smell the strange smell. There's no blood mist. There's no strange giant armored thing like trailing you. But the water's going past, and you know that on the south shore and the northern woods and in the west, none of these places are places you want to be. So so what are you planning to do now in Q3? And I think we should probably cut it because it's getting late for Phil and Wayne. Let's
pick up here.
Let's stop there. So we're stopping at the end of Q2, beginning of Q3. Summer and Wayne the 12th. Yes. Stas knows what he wants to do.
This has been a Litterbox Studio production.